Oh, itchy. There, I got scratched. I have to let it heal for about a month. I have sharp fingernails. Anywho, we call this video Mysticism and Magic. This is the inner circle as far as those who believe in a supreme being and means to access his power and goodwill. This is not, however, witchcraft, sorcery, necromancy, or anything connected to the left-hand path. We consider all that business of the outer circle, the furthermost outer circle. Witchcraft in general is simply the outer circle. But you get into the left-hand path, that is the furthermost outer circle. You're getting further away from God. We're further away from what we call the truth. There is no Sophia in the outer circle. There is no wisdom. Only in the inner circle, the source of light, not darkness, is truth, is power and knowledge. Now, there is the earlier, I suppose, of low magic and some occultist field of expertise, like some witches or mystics believe, and that sort of thing. Low magic is what you say a prayer and you believe will come true, but really it's no better than this weird New Age affirmation stuff. You hypnotize your mind into thinking things and you believe they're true. That's a little delusional in our opinion. We don't like to get into that. No. To us, to have effective low magic, what you need is the name of a deity, a helpful spirit, or a word of power, or both. And then there is what we call ceremonial magic. That's high magic. That's what ceremonial magic is. That's what high magic means. Going through elaborate rituals that last a while. In some cases, several days. Usually not, though. But there's the celestial magic. Doing one's rituals by the stars, the heavens, the seasons. This is the realm of the magician, not the witch, generally speaking, unless you're one of the eclectic hedge witches. A hedge is somebody who practices alone for most part. Nothing really wrong with that. I mean, I suppose that's what you prefer, but really the goal here for us as mystics is to begin as a hedge and then begin disseminating our wisdom and knowledge to others to help them. From a solitary practitioner to a practitioner who applies wisdom and knowledge to those who should be inducted into the faith one step at a time, one tier at a time, going up gradually so that you get to the top. And then they act as an independent adept or master. Some people prefer the term wizard instead of master or magister. It doesn't matter. We are basically magicians. We believe in the power of the spirit world. The only reason why we hail the spirits is to improve our lives, not to make the lives of other people miserable. We don't kill people. We don't curse people. We don't hex people. Generally, we don't use negative magic unless we are involved in a war between ourselves and those who are insanely wicked and just want to cause trouble and death. There's a type of magic called battle magic. That's where you're battling against the spirits that they are conjuring, using spells of death against the practitioner. Of course, if they do die, it's because they have conjured the dark energies themselves, and it has nowhere to go but back to them, and it will hurt them. What we believe in the inner circle is mysticism, enlightenment, and helping ourselves and those we care about. I guess some people call this white magic or magic of the right-hand path, which is fine. I'll go along with that definition. Personally, though, I like to think of it as sacred magic because it has sacred lore and doctrine attached to it. Mostly traditions that people find interesting are the Northern Way or the Elven Path. And these are the paths that I've been following for quite some time. Yes, you can control the will of others. And this is fine as long as you realize what you're doing is you're controlling the will of those who are basically directionless in life. Those who have direction, you shouldn't tamper with their fate or destiny. They've been given their specific program in life by the Creator God. Because otherwise, if they didn't know Him, they wouldn't have a direction. They wouldn't know where they're going. But if you can control the life of someone you want to come into your life, you do it to benefit both of you, yourself and them. And I realize this is stepping in the area of gray magic, but this is something that's temporary until they have learned how to apply principles of wisdom to their life and at the same time be under your influence. As long as your influence is not a left-hand path of being negative or dangerous to them or yourself. A lot of people call this gray magic. You can call it that if you want to, because we don't really stay in that realm for very long. We graduate out of it and bring those we've drawn into our presence along with us to get them wisdom and knowledge. Generally, that's what true mysticism is engineered to do. Sometimes we would refer to ourselves as students of the occult. Other times, just as mystics. Some prefer to use the term Christian mystic. Okay, that's fine if you don't want to be labeled as a pagan. That's fine. There's actually a religion cut out of that sort of thing called New Christian Orthodoxy. Some people go so far as to refer to it as New Christian Mystic Orthodoxy, but that's kind of drawing unwanted attention to yourself, so we don't usually do that. We will simply label ourselves as New Christian Orthodoxy. And we're not feminists. We don't get into feminism. I'm sorry. If you drank that poison potion a long time ago, I can't talk you out of it. I'm not going to bother with doing that. I'm just going to say, you do what you do. I do what I do. Let's not be enemies. Try to be friends with us if you prefer. We wouldn't like that very much. But we don't bow to feminism. We don't bow down to left-hand path. And we are not bound to gray magic, although occasionally we might dabble in gray magic for specific needs, but not to harm people. We don't like doing that sort of thing because if we harm others, we know eventually, karmically, we're going to harm ourselves in the process, so we don't do it. Therefore, I make one last attempt to pound it through people's heads. We are not witches. We are not sorcerers. We're not Satanists. We're not devil worshippers. We worship the God of Cyrus and Abraham. Some people prefer to call him God of the Elves. This is fine. This is all good because it's positive affirmations, not negative ones, or full of superstitions we consider foolish. We are mystics. As priestcraft goes, for as a title in that vernacular goes, we would call ourselves mages or magicians. I am a magician, a hedge magician. What I would refer to myself as a master hedge magician. simply because I've been doing it for more than 40 years. And I know my stuff by now. I know what to do and what not to do. I know what is good magic, what is bad magic. I spew bad magic out back into the universe. I don't accept it, don't want it. Occasionally, for historical purposes, I refer to literature or information on the media about dark magic and magicians, but I don't practice it. Metaphysics is my bag. That's my cup of tea. Not dark magic. Not curses, not hexes. Maybe some historical studies on voodoo and that type of mysticism, voodoo, and perhaps boheria. But we avoid things like candomblé. We don't like spirits of darkness. Put it to you that way. That saves us a lot of time there. In voodoo or hoodoo, we are only interested in the spirits of Radha, also known as the spirits of light. Spirits of darkness, we want to repel them, send them back from whence they came, from the darkness. And to do that, sometimes we have to be very firm with people and dark spirits, with fire gods or fire spirits. Spirits of lightning, spirits of fire, things that harm and destroy that which we consider evil and troublesome. We want no part of trouble. We want trouble to stay away from us. And people who are superstitious in the Christian realm, we generally give them a wide berth because they're very negative, claiming to be positive. They're not. They're liars, hypocrites, and fools for the majority of them. There might be a few exceptions, however, which makes us very glad and hopeful for their future. Now, you can claim all this as superstitious New Age nonsense. That's your right. That's your prerogative. And go ahead and do it. More power to you. We're not going to get involved in any debates or any kind of combative stances with you. It would serve no purpose. So in saying that, I simply call this a documentary video on mysticism. That's what this is. That's what this was. And therefore, I now bid you goodbye and good luck in your life endeavors.